Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so this sutta is written and categorized as a Majjhima for the Dīgha Nikāya. Cakkavatti is a wheel turning. Okay, Siha actually is a lion. Nada is the roar of lion. So that's the actual name, the roar of lion. So here it just translates the Pali name Cakkavatti. But actually there's another one, the roar of lion, right? Now, this sutta is, I would say, quite long. Maybe not so long as the longest one will be the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. Actually, there's also a very good sutta to read. Okay, so I will read some parts here. So have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying in the land of Magadhans at Mātulā. There, the Buddha addressed mendicants, mean the monk, all right? Mendicants or monks. So they reply, Venerable Sir, they reply. So the Buddha said this, mendicants, live as your own island, your own refuge, with no refuge. Let the teaching be your island and your refuge, with no other refuge. And how does a mendicant do this? They meditate observing an aspect of the body, keen, aware, and mindful, rid of covetousness and displeasure for the world. And then so on feeling, mind, and this is a Dhamma. Okay. So this is how they live as their own island, their refuge with no other refuge. This is how they let the teaching be their island and their refuge and no other island. Okay, now when we read this one, so why we see that there's an introduction. So the Buddha was in Magadhans. So that's why sometimes the Pali words, the Pali language is also called Magandhi language. So another word for Pali is Magandhi because it's a Magadhans. And what you can see here is talking about taking refuge in oneself. First, they say, let the teaching. That's one important point. Now, when we say now, we don't have the Buddha, but we still have the Dhamma. So let the Dhamma be your island. Now, what is this island? You know, every time, sometimes you look at the sutta, they say, be the island, be a refuge, and be a line. What is this island? So actually, I was just looking at this, and so because I think some online is online student also. So we just look at this. This is the Vinaya, Sutta-The, and Dīgha Nikāya. You can see this Dīgha Nikāya, long length discourse, and it's on their book, 3 books, all right, 3 books. So the third book is this one, Cakkavatti-Sūhanāda. So here put the number 23. So here, now you can see the one, Atta-Dipa. Atta-Dipa, Atta is normally translated as own self. Dipa is translated as, there are few translations from Dipa. Okay. Sometimes we call it, Dipa, right? Sometimes we call it, you can see the meaning. Sometimes they translate, be a lamb unto yourself. You see the translation, right? You heard it. Sometimes they say, be a lamb unto yourself. Now they here translate, be an island to yourself. Right? You can see here. Let the teach me your island. What's the meaning of island? It's strange, right? I mean, in logic, and when we look at the English, what's the meaning of be island? Is it you want to be as lonely as island? Because some people thought that when you go to the island, it's in the middle of ocean. You need to be very isolated in the middle, survive by yourself. People live in an island, they need to hunt, need to fish, they need to survive. Is that the meaning of island? But actually, when we look at the Pali, so that's why when I was in Malacca, I was talking about the importance of Pali and Pitaka. So we can look at the Pali word is a Dipa. Okay, Atta Dipa. Okay, and then Dhamma Dipa. So this Dipa we translate as either be an island, be the lamb, or be the hell. So actually, if we say be your own refuge is better than be an island, or be your own lamb. So be your own lamb, be your own refuge. So instead of island, we say be your own lamb. And let the teaching be your own lamb, or let the teaching be your own hell, which is more logic. All right. And how to do that? If you look at this, what is this? Body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma. So what are these? Yes, right. The Buddha say, when you practice vipassana, satipatthana, you are be a refuge to yourself. So let the teaching be your own lamb, be your own island, or your own support, and no other support. Okay, no other support, no other refuge. So for those who practice satipatthana, you need to be mindful of your body, your feeling, your mind, and Dhamma. That's enough already. When you got worry or sadness, you need to contemplate and let go of them. So when you're feeling, whether good or bad feeling, you also need to let go. And your body, you need to contemplate. So when we sit down and meditate, what are we supposed to meditate? We're supposed to meditate our body parts, our own feeling, our own mind. This is the mind here, Chittanupasana, and your own Dhamma. So this is a Satipatthana meditation. So the Buddha just say this. This is actually kind of like introduction only. So this is history. The history normally, so I heard, that means it's spoken by Ananda, right? So then the Ananda, he quote, sometimes Ananda, he heard from the Buddha, this part here, or he heard from other people. So the Buddha actually say so when you look at the sutta, we know that the important point will be at the beginning, right? Then followed by the story down there. There's a lot of story here, but the important point is the Buddha tell us, we should let the Dhamma be our own lamb, be our own refuge, or be our own island. And then next part, you should roam inside your own territory, the domain of your own fathers. Why this territory? Okay. So, okay, just okay. Kaya, this is a Satipatthana, just so. So Gochara, okay. Now Gochara, the word Gochara, sometimes it can mean domain. Okay. So another meaning of Gochara is means that object also. It can be mean like domain, pasture, sense object, or place. Okay. So that means that either we say if you are in your own domain, okay, or in your own territory or the domain of fathers, then Mara. Mara is the evil one. We call it unwholesome one. Will not catch you or hold of you. But another meaning of Gochara, means that is a object, sense object. So that means that if we stay inside our sense object, means we don't let our mind go outside, So when you're meditating the Satipatthana, you aware of things coming in, but you don't chase them. Chase them means when you see good things, you chase them, there will be greed. So when you see something you don't like, you chase them, means there will be hatred, right? So if we just stay inside our domain, our sense object or sense base, so then the Mara will not catch you. Okay, so that's the meaning of Mara. But literally, if we look at we can take this one way. And one way is we look at it as a kind of like you are outside the place and then Mara catch you. So it looks like a Mara as a person here, right? It's like a being or person. So another meaning is if we look at the Satipatthana as above, so this is talking about your sense base and sense object. And Mara will mean that your akusala, mental defilements. That is more logic. So in all the sutta, if you can see both ways, either in a concept idea like you are in a one place, or in a terms of meditation, this means a sense base and sense object. That is much more, then the sutta itself become more meaningful to understand. All right, can follow so far?
Can Mara be the defilements?
Yeah, mala is defilement. Yeah. Two ways. Either it's a physical place, or mala is the devil here. All right. Another way, domain means sense-based, sense object. Mala means that your akusala, defilement. Domain is father means you stay where according to the teaching of here actually it didn't mention here, but if you want to check, you have to check the commentary already. Let me see. So here is a Pitaka, we say. Yeah. So here there's this commentary here. So let's see. Sometimes you have to do a search. Okay, no, this is it say that the domain coming from the father. That's all. It didn't mention much. Domain coming from father. Okay, that's all. Maybe we take it as ancestor. How people behave, we follow it. All right. Right. So let's say in your domain, in your territory, then it's the place where your ancestors live. So it's safe. If you go to a place unknown, it might be dangerous. So if you stay in Malaysia, it will be much safer rather than you go to other country. You might don't know the situation. It might be dangerous. Okay, now this part is an introduction. In all the suttas, introduction is very important. So then the rest will be more on the kind of like a story already. Okay, now we go for story. Now, here is a lot of story, but it's actually quite interesting because we start to know what is a Cakkavatti, wheel turning monarch. There's one king called Dīgha Nemi. So I make it screen bigger. Now, this is a story here. What is this principle Dhamma? I think it's all the Pali word for the this okay. Yeah, Dhammiko, Dhammiko Dhammaraja. Now, Pali word Dhammiko Dhammaraja means he's a righteous king, all right, a good king. So, principal king means he's a righteous king. He's now, universal monarch means, according to here, it say that the dominant is very big, 4 sides. He has chief stability in the country, possess 7 treasures. Okay, wheel. So he has a wheel that can fly around on the sky. So a big wheel. Then he have an elephant, a real elephant, a horse, a jewel, a woman, his wife, householder, okay, and a commander. Then he has 1,000 sons who were valiant, hero, crushing the armies of his enemies. After conquering this land gripped by sea, he reigned by principle. Principle again means with Dhamma, without weapon. So because he righteous king, he according to Dhamma principle, he don't need to punish people. So people just follow the order. So that's something without rod or swords. Right? Then after many years, many hundred years, many thousand years has passed. Now, because the lifespan of people is different from us, no? We only 100 years, all right? Now, people also pass away at 75. But according to Sutta, previously people, their lifespan can be as much as 80,000 years. So there's a thing, you can see the lifespan is different. He already lived for many, many years already. Then the king, Dīgha Nemi, addressed one of his men, "My good man, when you see the heavenly real treasure had resided back from its place, please tell me." It's the wheel that's hanging kind of like on the sky, so everybody can see. Yes, Majesty. It has physically a wheel, because here already say he has a 7 treasure, right? That's a wheel. Okay. Now, the wheel turning, another meaning of wheel turning is like we say like Dhammacakkappavattana, when you turn the wheel, means he will be, because here is actually, you look at it, wheel turning monarch is explained by this one, just and peaceable king. Means he's a very good king, a righteous king. Another meaning, of course, he really got a wheel that hang on the sky, so everybody can see it, beside the elephant horse. So he had this treasure. And this wheel will, wherever he go, the wheel will roll and roll. Later you see the story. And then he can conquer the countries and other parts of country. But he don't need to fight, don't need to fight. You can see that. People just surrender. Okay, now this one. So many years later, so the man saw the heavenly wheel treasure has resided back from its place. So he went to the king and told him, okay, he informed the king what happened, right? So the king, he summoned the crown prince and said, dear prince, my heavenly wheel treasure has resided back from its place. I heard that when this happens to a wheel-turning monarch, he does not have long to live. I have enjoyed human pleasures. Now it is time for me to seek heavenly pleasures. Come, dear prince, rule this land surrounded by ocean. I shall shave off my hair and beard, dress in orchard robes, and go forth from lay life to the homelessness. So this means that when the view treasure is like a little bit moving from the place, so the king know that he going to pass away, and he already know that he already enjoyed the life for a long time. So he will just go forth. So this is a standard phrase that he shave off his hair and beard and dress in a monk's robe and go forth. Okay. So after carefully instructing the crown prince in kingship, the king Dīgha namely shaved off his hair and beard, dressed in orchard robes and went forth. Okay. Now 7 days later, the heavenly wheel treasure vanished. All right, it vanished by itself. Then the certain man, now the new prince, the new king will be the son of the king Dīgha Minemi. He go and inform him, okay, please sire, you should know that heavenly wheel treasure has vanished. So the king was unhappy and experienced unhappiness. He went to lawyers here and said, so they have a kind of like advisor. So all these are advisor to the king. So sometimes we have the what you call ministry, lawyer ministry. So he asked for, we use the word lawyer teacher. And then he informed him like this. So the lawyer said to him, do not be unhappy at the vanishing of the real treasure. So this is not inherited from your father. It's not a gift from your father. All right. What you do is you need to do the noble duty of the real turning monarch. If you do so, it's possible that on the 15th day Sabbath, on the Uposatha day, Sabbath means the word Uposatha, they translate Sabbath. Sabbath is an English word, but actually in Buddhism we use the word Uposatha. So 15 day means on the precept day. Normally like 1st and 15th, the holy day lah. Okay, holiday is a Sabbath day, means Uposatha day. So he need to bathe their head. So it seems to be a tradition day. They don't kind of like dress their head. So on the special day, they need to dress up themselves, right? Then go upstairs to the royal longhouse and observe the Sabbath. Then the heavenly wheel treasure will appear to you with 1,000 spots, with rim and hub, complete in every detail. So that means that for the new king to gain back, he need to perform the duty. Means that he need to be a Dhammika. Dhammika means need to be a righteous king like his father. Then, if he do it well, then the will appear. Because the will appear only to universal monarch. It does not appear to anybody. Right? Now, so he need to do the noble duty. So what it is? Okay. So he asked his lawyer teacher. Okay. Okay, there's some more down there. Okay, all right. Okay, so this one. Okay. Okay, relying only on principle, right? So also this word principle keep on coming again. Okay. Okay, Dhamma, you see. So it's rely on Dhamma. Dhamma. Now the Pali words Dhamma has many translations. Here translate as principle. Sometimes you can translate like relying on big Dhamma, or relying on truth, or relying on righteousness. You know, there are many translations for the word Dhamma, but the translator he translate on principle. But when we read like this, we also not sure what is principle. But I will take it as we rely on the righteousness, truth, or whatever. It will be good. Honoring, respecting, venerating the Dhamma, having the Dhamma as your flag, banner, and authority. Okay. So what he should do? Give protection and security for the court, troops, or strategic. Means that he should, as a king, you know, that's the first duty of the king. He should protect his own people. And that's the meaning. Protect his own people, protect the country. Right? So any good king should protect his own people, not torture people, not make them suffering. So beside the people, also religious people, ascetic and Brahmin, and also any animals, beasts and birds. So do not let injustice prevail in the realm. And also give money to the penniless. So this means that take care of the people, take care of the country, take care of the religious people, or take care of anybody or the animals. And even for those who had no money, you need to provide the money. Okay. Now, which country has done this in the world? Huh? Which country had done this in the world? Yes. So far, it's the only Bhutan country. Bhutan is a country had no beggar. Because when they had no land, so they go to king, so the king will give them land. So there are no beggar in Bhutan. So far, with so many Buddhist country, Bhutan is the only country that the king protect the people, protect the livelihood. People with no money give the money. So Bhutan is the only country in the whole world. Okay, so because they follow the Buddhist principle. And there are ascetic and Brahmin in the realm who refrain from intoxicant and negligence, are settled in patience and gentleness, who are tame and calm and extinguish themselves. From time to time, you should go up to them and ask and learn. Sirs, what is skillful? What is unskillful? What is blameworthy? What is blameless? What should be cultivated and what should not be cultivated, doing what leads to my lasting harm and suffering, doing what leads to my lasting welfare and happiness. Having heard them, you should reject what is unskillful and undertake and follow what is skillful. So this is the noble duty of a wheel-turning monarch. Okay, so what is saying there is the king should learn some spirituality from those who are wise. Okay, yesterday Brahmin, those who are wise. Okay, they are mindful. They have a gentleness. Extinguish themselves. The word extinguish means extinguish of defilement, means more like nearer to arahant or noble person. So for this wise person, you should learn from them what is kusala, what is akusala, what is those with fault and so on, and what you should do so they will be welfare and happiness. All right. So from this side is he should do as a king to protect people under him. So from this side, he should learn from those who are higher than him. Okay, two way. Those who are under him, he should give protection. Those who are above him, he should seek advice from them. So that's why Buddha teaching, if you look at it, actually the Buddha is very wise, you know. This will cover the up and down, yeah. And then this one. Oh, sorry, it go here again. Okay. Now, after that, when the new king followed the advice, the real treasure appears. Because real treasure will appear only to those who practice it. It will not appear to anybody because the royal teacher say already it's not inheritance for your teacher, not inheritance for your father king. All right. So yes, Your Majesty. All right. So the new king, not Majesty, yes, Your Venerable. So he proceeded to the noble duty, means that he fulfilled the noble duty of the real turning monarch. All right. So when he was proceeding in that duty, on the 15th day of Sabbath, Uposatha day, he has bathed his head and gone upstairs in the lower long house to observe the Sabbath. And the heavenly real treasure appeared to him with 1,000 spots, with rim and harp complete in every detail. Seeing this, the king thought, I have heard that when the heavenly real treasure appears to a king in this way, he becomes a real turning monarch. Am I then a real turning monarch? Right? So you want to confirm, is him a real turning monarch? Okay. So he want to see whether he can control the real treasure. So he rising up from his seat, arranging his robe over his one shoulder to a ceremonial vase on his left hand, and besprinkle the real treasure with his right hand, saying, roll forth, O real treasure, triumph, O real treasure. Means that he can control. Once he be able to control the real treasure, he will be definitely a real turning monarch. All right. So the real treasure rolled toward the east. Then he followed it with his army of 4 divisions. So in whatever place the real treasure stood still, there the king came to stay together with his army. And any opposing rulers of the eastern quarter came to the real turning monarch and said, come, great king, welcome, great king, we are yours, great king, instruct us. So the real turning monarch say, do not kill living creatures, do not steal, do not commit sexual misconduct, do not lie, do not drink liquor, maintain the current level of taxation. And so the opposing rulers of the eastern quarter become his bosses. So what is he trying to do here? Yeah, okay. Do he conquer with army? He don't fight, He just show the power. Show the power with his 4 division. That is what is 4 division of army? Anybody of you know?
Not in Southwest.
No. Okay, let me see the online student. Okay, any online student, can you answer? Let's try. What is the 4 division of army? Anybody want to try? Online student, let me see. Yeah, archer, horse, elephant, archer, and foot. Yeah, I think the foot, yeah. Yeah, okay. 4 division. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So the king just showed the power, but he didn't fight, because he's a real turning monarch, right? So the wheel just appeared in the sky, and then the king came together with the 4 division. So the king just tell them to observe 5 precepts, right? And then what is the meaning of this one? Yeah, don't raise stakes. Okay, don't let the people suffer. That's the meaning. Now here, I think most government will increase the tax, right? Most of the government, you go a lot of GPS and so on. So means be a righteous king, okay? Be the people should be also 5 precepts, and then the king should not increase any tax. And then the eastern side is conquer already. Then after that, then the wheel plunge to the eastern ocean, emerge again, roll to the south. Then having plunged to the southern ocean, emerge again, roll to the west. Then go on and on. So he go to 4 directions. Okay? So for the east, south, west, then north, all right? Find north. So 4 direction already. So it's same wherever the place is repeat the same thing. The pali is also same, all right? Okay. So then the real treasure, having triumphed over this land surrounded by the ocean, returned to the royal capital. There it stood still by the gate to the royal compound at the high court, as if fixed to an SL, illuminating the royal compound. All right. So that's the duty of the real turning monarch. He conquered the land, instruct the people to keep the 5 precepts, and make sure the king rule righteously. Right. Then subsequent real turning monarchs. So how many times? Second time, third time, fourth time, fifth, sixth, seventh. The real turning monarch was established in exactly the same way. And after many years, the 7th real turning monarch went forth, handing the ram over the crown prince. Then again, 7 days, the heavenly real treasure vanished. Okay, then the people come and tell the new king. But the new king didn't go to ask advice from the royal shield, didn't ask advice from his royal teacher, also didn't ask what is the duty of the real turning monarch. He just governed according to his own idea. Because he do it according to his own idea, so the people do not prosper before, right? Just like the former king. Okay. Then the minister, the councillors, the finance minister, the military officer, that man, and professional advisor gathered and said to the king, Sire, when the governed according to your own idea, the country's people do not prosper like before, as they did when former kings proceeded in the noble duty of the real turning monarch. In your realm are found minister and councillor, finance minister, military officers, guardmen, and professional advisor, both ourselves and others, who remember the noble duty of the real turning monarch. Please, Your Majesty, ask us about the noble duty of the real turning monarch. We will answer you. Right? So actually they tell the king to listen to him. They tell the king to listen to them because they know the duty of the real turning monarch. So they advise the king, please listen. All right. So then he listened to his advice. So he provide protection and security to the people. But he forget to do one thing. Remember, there are 2 duties. One is protection and security. He forget to provide money to the penniless in the realm. So this means that he didn't take care of the poor people. He left out one part of society. That's very important because when he didn't take care of them, so the poverty grew well spread. And this happened, when a place where a lot of poor people, what will happen? Then they'll start to steal. Right? So when the poverty was well spread, a certain person stole from others with the intention to commit theft. They arrested him and presented him to the king, saying, Your Majesty, this person stole from others with the intention to commit theft. Okay. Now, why is it poor people steal? We have to think about that, logic. Why do poor people steal? Why? Yeah, nothing to eat, right? So when people poor, they will get something. When they're poor means they do not have food. So either they steal some food. If they not steal the food, they steal something valuable to sell it. Then they get money. All right. So poverty is important. A place where many poor people, sooner or later there will be theft, will be a crime. Right. So that's why so far you can see the only country is really Bhutan. There's no poor people. So the place is actually very peaceful. Everybody say it's a very nice place. Yeah, okay. So that's why the king is very important, because if the king, he give protection and security, and if he provide money to the penniless, to the poor, then there's no poverty. But because he forget to do the second part, even though it looked not so important, he thought protection and security is enough, but not enough, Because if poor people exist there, sooner or later there will be problem, social problem, crime, theft. It starts with theft here. So they arrested him and presented him to the king, saying, "Your Majesty, this person stole from others with the intention to commit theft." The king said to that person, "Is it really true, worthy man, that you stole from others with the intention to commit theft?" "It's true, sire." "What was the reason?" "Okay. I cannot survive." This is actually a very good reason, because last time we talked about the purpose of life. The basic level is people need to have food security. Okay? If you cannot get food, you cannot survive. Like every day you might wear the same clothes. You might find a place outside you can sleep. But if no food, you cannot survive. Right? So the king provided some money to that person, saying, "With this money, worthy man, you keep yourself alive and provide for your mother and father, partners and children. Works for a living and establish an uplifting religious donation for ascetic and Brahmins that conducive to heaven, ripens in happiness and leads to heaven." Okay, I think this is understood, right? First, you, with this money, keep yourself alive and take care of your parents, your children, and so on. Then you go for work. Then you take care of the religious people also. All right. So now the aspire is you get happiness and you reborn in heaven. "Yes, Majesty," replied that man. But then another man stole something from others. They arrested him and presented him to the king, saying, "Your Majesty, this person stole from others." Okay. Then the king said to that person, "Is it really true, worthy man, that you stole from others?" "It's true, sire." "What was the reason?" "I cannot survive." Now you can see the king, did he solve the problem? No. He said one person poor, he give money. Another person poor, he give the money. He only individual basis. But he did not do for the majority. He joined one person to one person. But it cannot solve the problem. Okay. So it's a Pali is repeated here. Okay, now what happened is that people heard about this. It seems the king is providing money to anybody who steal from others, right? It's their logic, right? It's occurred to them. Why don't we steal from others? So then another man stole something from others, right? Now, why do they have this kind of logic? What do you think? Precedent. We look at the sentence, the king providing money to somebody who steals. What do you think about this? Encourage people to do bad things again. Yeah, the king didn't punish. Yeah, encourage. So somebody who steal, the king give money. This is not righteous, no? It's not righteous. It's the other way of righteous, because we say the universal monarch should be righteous, should go according to law. Now he is doing the opposite way. So people see, okay, anybody who steal the money, they will get the money from the king. So it occurred to them, why don't we steal from others? So another man stole something from others, right? So you can see now it's getting more worse. So start one people steal from another person, and then the king give them money, so they go and steal. So almost the stealing become more happen more now. So why don't we steal from others? So then another man stole something from others. They arrested him and presented him to the king, saying, "Your Majesty, this person stole from others." Then the king said to that person, "Is it true, worthy man, you stole from others?" "It's true, sire." "What's the reason?" "I cannot survive." Is Sam Bali here? Okay, now you can see here. Then the king said, then the king thought, if I provide money to anyone who steals from others, it will only increase the stealing. I better make an end of this person, finish him off and chop off his head. Then he ordered his men, well then, my men, tie this man's arms tightly behind his back with a strong rope, shave his head and march him from street to street and square to square to the beating of the harsh drum. Then take him out the south gate and make an end of him, finish him off and chop off his head. Yes, Majesty, they replied, and they did as commanded. Okay, now you can see here, now the king wants to chop off his head, even though he's stealing only. What do you think? Is the punishment justified? No, okay? But just even like in some other region, if you stealing, they chop off the hand, right? Now we also didn't say the amount is not so big or whatever. He didn't say whether big or small. But just to kill somebody because of stealing, this is show that the king is very unrighteous also. He just want to solve his problem. Do you say that? He see this as a problem, he want to solve it, but the way he solve it is wrong. Okay, it's not making the end of problem. So he thought he making the end of problem by making the end of the person, but he increased the problem. Right? And then why he have to do this, you see? Why he want to make it, this is actually try to give a lesson to everybody, He go like demonstration, tie the person, shave the hair and go place to place from one city to another or one road to another road. It's like showing that this man is an example of stealing and he will be killed off like this. All right. So everybody know. This means that everybody knows about this incident. Okay. Now people heard about that. People heard about this. It seems the king is chopping the head off anyone who steals from others. It's occurred to them. We better have sharp swords made. Then when we steal from others, we make an end of them, finish them off, chop off their head. So they had sharp swords made. They started to make raids on villages, towns, cities, and infest highways, and they chop off anyone they stole from. Okay, now what is this one? What happened at this paragraph? Okay, following the example of king, yes, and okay, besides following the example of king, what else? What do you think?
Evidence.
No. Yeah, violent increasing. Yeah, because first when the king chop off the head, it shows that the king is very cruel. All right, so they also want to protect themselves. So to protect themselves, they also make weapon already. You see, if the king protect them, they don't need to make weapon. When we see they start to make weapon, this means that they want to protect themselves. They see the king is violent, so they also become violent. It's like copycat lah, Now like nowadays the children they see those very games so they copy. So they copy from the king. So the king is violent, so they also follow his example exactly, right? Because the king is chopping the head off, so they also start to chop off the head. They follow the example of the king, right? So they become violent, you can see here, because the king is violent. And what happened? So because from not providing the money to penniless, the poverty became widespread. When poverty was widespread, the theft became widespread. When theft was widespread, swords. Now you can see already. First, there are a lot of homelessness, moneyless, or poor people, poverty. Then theft, they steal money. Poor people steal money. Then they become violent because the king violent. So when swords were widespread, killing living creatures become widespread. So they start to kill people, kill animals. And for the sentient beings among whom killing was widespread, their lifespan and beauty declined. Those people live for 80,000 years, but their children live for 40,000 years. Now, the result of killing is, according to karma, is when people kill other beings, that means that you cut off the lifespan of others. So automatically the bad result will be your lifespan also decline. So the beauty also decline. Why? Because when we kill people or when we kill any sentient beings, it's full of dosa, anger mind, hatred mind. So dosa, anger or hatred mind means that our face will become very ugly, right? Like it's automatically the beauty decline. So those people live for 80,000. But because of killing, so lifespan become reduced to 40,000. Now in Tipitaka, maximum the longest is 80,000. So earlier on they say the real turning monarch can live to 100,000 years. Okay, I think this aircon turned off to call already. All right. So then among humans who live for 40,000 years, a certain person stole something from others, arrested him and presented him to the king, saying, Your Majesty, this person stole from others. So the king asked, Is it true, worthy man, you stole from others? No, sire, he deliberately lying. So now breaking the second precept. So we start again. It will repeat the same thing. So not beside now beside the same thing. Now killing. Now lying. This means that the first precept, second precept become very common, and then lifespan and beauty decline. So 40,000 now, their children become 20,000. Okay. Among the humans who live for 20,000 years, a certain person stole something from others. Someone else reported this to the king. Your Majesty, such and such person stole from others. He said, going behind his back. Okay, going behind his back, it means what? Backbiting. Right? So just now lying, you have lying, and now it's backbiting. Means kind of like slandering, slandering. So you have a killing, lying, and a slandering, backbiting. And then after that, lifespan become less and less and less. So among humans who live for 10,000, so some were beautiful, some were ugly. The ugly means coveting the beautiful ones, committing adultery with the wife or others. So now more problem comes. So now sexual misconduct. Okay, now. So after killing, lying, backbiting, now you have sexual misconduct. Then their lifespan become 5,000 years. All right. Now after that, harsh speech and talking nonsense. Now remember we have 4 types of bad speech. What are they? Lying, slandering, harsh speech, frivolous talk, nonsense. So it means that all the 4 types of unwholesome speech has appeared by this time. So the sentient beings among whom these things were widespread. So it's like the lifespan from 5,000 become 2,500 and so on. And then after that, desire, evil. And then after that, wrong view. Okay. So wrong view is one of the 10 unwholesome. All right. So this is also okay. This also this will be craving. This one will be hatred. This one will be under moha. So will be loba dosa moha. Right? It's talking about 3 unwholesome root loba dosa moha. So 1,000 now become 500. So after that, you have some more illicit desire, immoral greed, and wrong custom, right? Okay. Now after that, there's some more. Wrong custom, it didn't say. What is this? Okay, according to commentary, illicit desire means, yeah, incest. Yeah, because Dhamma, Adhamma refer to totally opposite the Dhamma. So will be incest, rape, and so on. Immoral greed will be excessive one. Okay. Yeah. Micha Dhamma. Micha Dhamma should be this wrong custom. Micha Dhamma means man with man, woman with woman. Okay. Those are unnatural sex, what they say. Lesbian, gay. So you can see at this point everything is upside down already. All right. Okay, now it's 250 years already. So after that, there will be some more. Due to lack of due respect for father and mother, ascetic and Brahmin, failure to honor elders in the family. This means that there are some people who don't believe that they need to pay respect to parents. Some people even blame the parents. They say, "Why you give birth to me?" Okay. I don't ask you to give birth to me, So they feel, you all do something and then I come to be, so I don't need to bother about you. So they don't want to honor the parents, don't want to take care of parents. They even blame the parents of giving birth to them. And some also, they don't feel need to respect the ascetics and Brahmin, means the monks and so on. And also they don't respect the elders in the family. So you can see by now everything is upside down already. So the text will be repeating again and again until now. You can see we come to this our lifespan 100 years. Okay, now. So like now, okay, this means that now we will see all this happen already. All right. So according to this story, before that, during the universal monarch, they don't have this problem. Only now, problem increase until everything here you can see very common. No, this you read the newspaper, all this happen every day. Rape, incest, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, all these are very normal. Now, later what happened? So this means that when the lifespan become less and less, the maximum is, so you need to remember the maximum is 80,000. Yeah, 80,000. That's the maximum. In the Theravada Buddhism, maximum is 80,000. Minimum will be 10 years. So we have not reached up to this one. We are still somewhere here. Okay, 100 years. We are not up to this one yet. Now, this is talking about in future, what will happen. So there will come a time, mendicants. Mendicant means monks. Okay, there will come a time, monks. The Buddha taught the monks when these people will have children who live for 10 years. Means that at that time the lifespan is only 10 years. So among the human who live for 10 years, girls will be marriageable at 5. Means that they will get married at 5. The foreign favor will disappear. So all the good things will disappear. Ghee, butter, oil, honey, molasses, salt. So the best food will be the finger meal. Yeah. It's a very rough, kind of like rough grain only, very rough one. So means all the good things will disappear and left is only a very rough food. Okay, rough food. Right? Okay. Just as fine rice with meat is the best food today. This means that at that time they eat very bad food. The good food all totally disappear. So 10 ways of doing good deeds, 10 kusala deeds totally disappear. So only the akusala, unskillful means akusala like telling lies, killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct, everything, a lot of all the akusala, they will be very popular, very common. Okay. Here you see the word totally disappear. Means nobody will do good anymore. Everybody only do bad. Okay? Everybody only bad. So those humans will not even have the word skillful, even less anyone who does what is skillful. Means at that time they don't know how to do good at all. The knowledge already disappear. People only do bad. And anyone who disrespect mother and father, ascetic and Brahmi, fails to honor elders in the family will be venerated and praised, just as the opposite is venerated and praised today. So means that whoever do bad, people will praise them. Okay, it's totally opposite. Like now, even we can see this already, right? Yeah. Like there will be no recognition of the status of mother, aunts, wives, and partners of tutors, respected people. The world will become dissolute like goats and sheep, chicken and pigs, dogs and jackal. All right. This means that people don't recognize, don't respect father, mother, don't respect uncle, auntie. All right. So the incest will be very common. Incest will be common. So what you say here, people will behave like animals. Behave like animals, have sex with their family also. And then they will be full of hostility towards each other, will accrue evil, malevolence, thoughts of murder. Even a mother will feel like this for her own child, and the child for its mother, father for child, child for father, brother for sister, and sister for brother. There will be like a deer hunter when he sees a deer, full of hostility, evil, malevolence, and thoughts of killing. So this means that they see each other, there will be no love at all. They only see each other, they thought them as enemy. They want to kill them. Okay? So the mind is, so this paragraph means that there are strong greed to have a sexual misconduct here. This paragraph is talking about people were full of hatred. So this means that this paragraph talking about very strong greed. So this paragraph will be talking about strong hatred. Of course, there will be delusion. Greed, hatred, delusion are very abundant at this time. Now, what happened is, okay, this is the highest point here. So among the people who live for 10 years, there will be interregnum or shorts lasting 7 years, 7 days. Right? So Antara Kappa. So it's like 7 days, the sword, they will kill each other. So this is the time here. So they will start to kill each other. During that time, they will see each other as beasts. Because here they already say the mind full of hatred. All right? So now they see each other, they only see each other beasts, something to be killed. So sharp swords will appear in their hands, with which they take each other's life, crying, "It's a beast, it's a beast." Okay? So means that at their mind, when they see each other, they don't recognize already. They just want to kill them. So at this point, there will be a lot of people, a lot of beings are being killed. So at this point, there's a total chaos in the world already. But this point is starting the good point already. It started already. But then some of those beings will think, let us neither kill nor be killed. Why don't we hide in the thick grass, thick jungle, thick trees, inaccessible river lands or large mountains and survive on forest roots and fruits? Okay, this means that they don't kill each other, right? They avoid from killing. These people have some kind of like wisdom, so they don't kill. That's why they hide. They hide. That's what they do. So when those 7 days have passed, having emerged from their hiding places and embraced each other, they'll come together and cry in one voice. Okay. Fantastic, therefore you live. Fantastic, therefore you live. All right. So, okay. Okay, we will just stop 5 minutes and then we continue later. So, okay.